If you've ever listened to a wildfire briefing and thought, wait, what does that even mean? Well, you're probably not alone. We've been stumped sometimes ourselves here on the 208 with fire jargon. Whether that's us at the scene asking the Boise County Fire Chief how they attack the fire, only to get stumped by progressive hose lay. Well, spoiler, that's using pre-packed hose bundles so crews can keep moving and keep spraying at the same time, or something as simple as suppression, which is exactly how it sounds. But when you can't figure it out, and with wildfire season ramping up, including the Claremont fire that hit real close to home here in Boise, sometimes a nice refresher is nice. So who better than to ask than those who've dealt with it firsthand? Boise Fire's Cody Walker talked with our Cooper Morgan.
As the Claremont fire scorched, wildland firefighters fought the blaze.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, learned a ton.
Cody Walker's with Boise Fire now, but he was on a wildland crew a couple years ago.
What little experience I did gain there and apply it in Boise here.
And like every rookie, he had to learn the jargon of the fire line.
This is one that the assistant chief mentioned, progressive hose lay. This was like, I was like, what are you talking about?
The idea being we can add them progressively to one another to extend hose lays, super long distances.
Containment control. What is that?
Yeah, so basically those are two sides of the same coin, more or less. Control is the end product that we're looking for. We have fire control, meaning we have 100% containment. This fire is dead.
Anchor point.
Yeah, anchor point. That's where we're going to start work. Usually, it can be around where the fire started.
All right, pinching.
Yeah, pinching. So, like a common term that we use is anchor, flank, and pinch. So we establish our anchor. We have people on both flanks, and as we flank, and the goal is to connect at the top, which would be pinching it off.
Black line.
Black line is basically the line where everything's burned versus where everything's unburned. So black is where everything's burned, and then we say the green is where we have unburned fuels, and that's where we work mostly.
Flash fuels.
Yeah, flash fuels, that's where we'd also call it light flashy fuels. Any type of grass, usually. Grass, small, sage, anything that it burns very quickly and hot, but then once it's burned through, it's out and it's cold. It's like a real quick flash and then it's done.
Burnout operation. All
right, yeah, burnout operation. So that's the tactic that we use of putting fire on the ground after we've constructed line to burn out any unburnt fuel between us and the main body of the fire. When that main body of fire gets to that black section that we've made, it has nowhere to go and helps us contain and hold our lines a lot easier.
Yeah. Backing.
So backing fire is usually a term used if the fire is going downhill. So that's a good opportunity for us to try to catch fire, make a move on it, because it's usually lower fire activity if it's backing down a hill.
This is the language firefighters use to talk about a very simple goal: keeping people safe.
Saying if somebody's like skook 'em.
And if you hear someone called skook 'em this fire season,
that's something I'd never heard before. Wildland firefighting.
Yeah, what situation would people be like, hey, you're skook 'em?
Yeah, like that guy, guy with a ton of experience, super good. You'd be like, yeah, that guy's skook 'em. You just watch and learn, you hear that, and you're like, yeah, I don't know what that means, but those are really good dudes, so that's must be what it means.
I did not know that word. Okay, not a term, but a comment that left us with our own question even. After our Foothills Fire story aired yesterday, Joni wrote in saying, you should do a story on how people should evacuate, like putting a white t-shirt over your mailbox so they don't have to knock on your door to know if you've left. So Cooper, is that even a thing? Is this how we should evacuate?
Well, from the firefighter I talked to today, no, at least he has never heard of it. When we asked him, he says law enforcement comes through first, making sure people are evacuating. He says there's no universal sign that says, hey, I've evacuated. Firefighters go through and check every house anyways to make sure no one's in the path. So the fire, really that's not a thing that he's ever heard of.
Okay, because I know we all had a lot of questions when we had seen that one. We're like, oh, I mean, it's a cool concept, I guess.
I guess maybe waving the white flag like surrender, but
yeah.
That's all I would think of when I look at it. So, and he had no idea of that. So maybe an uncommon practice around here. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. My other question for you, what was the word that you were stumped on? Was there a certain word that really got you?
That progressive hose lay was something that got me. I was in an interview, and it was just like, you got to explain that to me in real simple terms.
Yeah,
like,
the day of the fire, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's just something like, or the UXO zones we talked about, the unexploded ordnance.
Yep.
Ordnance. Stuff like that was really stumped me this
Yeah,
week, so.
there was a lot of new ones this week, so it's a good
it was
reminder.
A learning experience for sure.
Yeah. All right, Cooper, thanks for the breakdown. I think we all could use the refresher too.